Hello, all my Virgos. Welcome to your monthly Essence energy reading for the month of May. And I'm so excited. This is the first month I'm doing these, and I just love what the Creator gave into how to do these. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and we'll get started here. So what the Creator wanted to do, he had me grab this tarot deck and broke it out. There's major and minor arcana. On the major arcana, we're going to use this little part of the deck to kind of represent your overall energy and focus for the month of May. And we'll pull some other oracle cards from some other decks. And then I'll talk about the minor arcana as we go through it. So before we get started, I always just love to welcome the Creator to our reading. Thank you for always being with us every second. So we just acknowledge that you're definitely here with us. And we thank you so much for your unconditional love for every single one of us. We thank you and we welcome you. We also want to thank all of our guardian angels and other angels, our spirit guides, our loved ones who've gone to the other side, and all our ancestors, everyone that's already over there, and also any other magical beings of unconditional love and light. We welcome all of you and thank you for being here, bringing your messages of love. All right. So for all of you Virgos, Creator, what would you like the Virgos to know for the month of May about their overall energy and theme for the month? All right. We're already jumping right in. It's beautiful. So this is the Hierophant, and there's a dual message with this, and actually this just came out for the Leo as well, so if you have Leo on your chart, you can also check out that reading as well. So what this represents is a dual message. One is that you're going to have some spiritual teaching and some spiritual understanding come into your life, and that can be through, it could be a master-student kind of situation, but usually it's more in this day and age, it's coming across something on the internet or YouTube, coming across books, information, but just some teachers or teacher are going to come into your life that are going to help you expand your awareness of your higher spiritual being, your higher spirituality. And that's a wonderful place to be. The other piece of this is that you can also be a teacher and a spreader of information and wisdom, through, a teaching type of position. And there's tons of ways of how you can share that unconditional love and higher awareness to the world. It can be through music, it can be through, actually being a teacher, it can be through writing, blogging. There's an endless list of how you can share it, but it's what is your passion. Don't feel like you're like, well, this is how we're supposed to do it, so this is what I'm going to try to do. What brings you joy? What makes your heart sing? How do you want to do it? That is how you will embark and start this journey in the month of May. So this is a general reading, so it depends. It can be both for you, or it could be one or the other. Just take what resonates with you. Also, I'm going to pull a card here from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle to get clarification more about the energy, overall energy for you for the month of May. Sorry, these are huge cards, which make it, even for me and my giant hands, difficult to shuffle here, but the cards will come out always perfectly, right? All right, what else would you like the Virgos to know for the month of May, Creator? What else would you like the overall theme for the month of May? Nope, not yet. Okay, they told me to switch it up and do it this way, so we will listen to them. Okay, and they told me to take the top one out of that one, so we will do that. Nope, got Black Bear Guardian, and I love that. It says on the bottom, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. And I love this. And I don't think this came up in the Leo, but it did, I think, come up in one earlier today too. But it's all about coming out of hibernation. You know, you've gone through a process. You've gone through, you started off a while ago having your spring, you had your summer, you had your fall, and you went into a winter. And now in the month of May, which is kind of perfect because May really is when you really start experiencing spring across most of the northern hemisphere. And so, it's about coming into a new knowledge, new information, a new part of your journey. That totally fits in here with the Hierophant as well. And let me read from the little book here too for additional message. It says, the black bear is the consummate mother. She cares for her offspring with devotion. Woe to the one who gets between a mother bear and her cubs, her honey or her ideals. Huge power can roar in bear and demands our respect. Their calm, gentle demeanor with their young is juxtaposed by explosive, primal, warrior ferocity. This is the dual nature of the black bear. Bears hibernate in the winter, and when they reappear in the spring, they are renewed with energy and wisdom. They are revered for being shamanic messengers from spirit in dream time. If you are a black bear person, you have a formidable dynamic totem that will give you the map to survival and thriving. Bear brings you fearless power, hidden strength, and access to your dreams and intuition. This dualism of yin and yang, within and without, calm and ferocious, is the balance and confidence black bear can bring. And then these cards do have like four little kind of thoughts, questions, statements that you can kind of mull over and kind of meditate on during the month of May. It says, are you quick to anger and lose your temper too often? Has your ruthless side unbalanced your peace? You need time in nature. Have you lost your connection to your intuition? Return to harmony with meditation and rest. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Perfect message. Now we're going to move into the four minor arcana, which deal with four different elements of your being. The first is going to be fire, which is normally like wands in a standard tarot. And that represents your spirit side. So this is going to be, what is your spiritual journey going to be looking like in the month of May? So for Virgo's creator, what would you like Virgos to know about their spiritual journey in the month of May? What kind of guidance or information or awareness would you like them to have? Yep, got the Four of Fire. So, the four of wands and the Four of Fire, it's like, I know in the Four of Wands in the standard tarot, it kind of has like four of the wands and it makes a tent, and it's like a time of celebration or marriage, something that is like to be celebrated for and to be done. And for your reading, because we're focusing on spirit, what this is it represents all the information and knowledge you've given and have received during that hibernation period over this last year, all the stuff that you've gleaned. And it's funny, there's four, and so there's 4 seasons. So each of the seasons brought you wisdom and knowledge that are lighting your path. You can see she even has her little flute, so she's celebrating. And so this is just basically letting you know that in the month of May, it's a reflective period for you, in that you're going to see kind of all the things that you've learned over this last year, up until like from May to May is really what I'm feeling. What you've learned is kind of coming all together and making so much sense and taking you into that next next step, with that Hierophant, you're looking back, what have I learned and how am I applying it and how am I sharing it with others? And that's kind of what's going to be happening in the month of May for you. Also, we're going to pull a card here from the Return of Spirit just to get more information on the spiritual journey part of your month of May. It's exciting though, because you have the time to look back and reflect, and you kind of even if you've journaled, it's a good time to kind of just glance back through your journals, just to kind of almost bullet point what awarenesses that you have gleaned during all that time. And if you don't journal, you can kind of just think about this last year and go, what stands out for you, and your spirit will bring it up to you. That's the whole thing, is that we're like, it's not all up to you. You have a higher self that is feeding you information as well. All right, Creator. Okay. What else would you like Virgos to know about their spiritual? And I love this. This is the voice. This is the vocal cords. This is about speaking your truth, both to yourself and to others. So it's an important piece of, exactly as we were talking about with the Hierophant, when you're reflecting back and kind of bullet pointing what you grasped over this last year, you get to share that. You get to be, to voice that. Voice it to yourself, that let that become your self-talk. But also this is all about connected to the Hierophant and about sharing that with others. And what I love is that it's going to be in a variety of ways depending on, this is a general reading, so it's going to vary by individual. But I love that the way that you will share it isn't about like, here's information, you should apply this to your life. It's more of storytelling. I just really feel it's like, what, I went through this and this is what I learned from that. Take what you will from it. And that's what the offering is going to be for you. It's like a mama bear. They teach their cubs, and in that way they teach them through experience. So I just really feel that that's the approach that you will have for it. And the card says, let your voice be heard. You are a beautiful and wise being of the divine, made to bring forth your individual truth and expression. No more holding back. No more staying small. You are being called now to use the gift of your words and the power of your voice. What you have to say is important. What you have to share is needed. You could be finding yourself being asked to step out in front of groups to talk, or you may be finding that situations keep coming up where you're being given an opportunity to be vocal about what you think, believe, or feel. For many of us, this does not come easily, right? I know a lot of us don't like to talk in front of people or share, what we've learned because we're scared we're going to get rejected. But it says often we have had past experiences which discouraged us from expressing ourselves openly, but it is time to begin to heal those old understandings and allow yourself to be seen and heard. Each of us has a unique expression. Whether you're being asked to sing, to chant, to pray, to speak, or teach, it is your voice that needs to be heard. This can also be related to simply stating what is true for you in your relationships. It could involve stating your point of view, your needs, or your desires, regardless of how different they may be. It's time to remember who you are. You're a spark of God. Stand up for yourself. Stand tall in what you believe. Speak from your heart, and your words will always be heard. Your voice is a gift and is meant to be shared. You're about to empower yourself in a way that you have not experienced before. You will notice that by taking this step of being vocal, you fall more into alignment of what you are really here to do. What you're really here to do. Love it, love it, love it. So next we're going to move into Earth, which is the pentacles normally in the tarot. And this has to do with your physicalness, your physical world, your physical body, your physical environment. So we'll find out here. What is your physical environment you're going to be looking like? Okay. Boom. So you got the Six of Earth, which the Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving, learning to give and receive. So I love this for you for, the month of May, because I really feel giver, 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 but receive, oh no, I don't need that. I'm okay here. You take, you take, you take. And so what a wonderful place, especially with this Hierophant, it's about, you've gleaned information and you can give information. We love to give, where the human nature is compassion and giving, but we're almost taught that to receive means you're weak. To receive means you're a failure. To receive means you're at the whims of the givers, right? And also, I know being a recovering giver is that we're scared that if we're not giving, then we're not needed. So if we're receiving, then we're not needed. But what's wonderful, and I know in one of my, I love the Light Seers Tarot, because when you turn the card on its side, giving and receiving is this way. It's not, this way. It's not someone higher giving to someone lower. It's just someone giving and someone receiving. And that you can flip the card then and say it's giving and receiving. It's a mutual, equal place, because givers need receivers, receivers need givers. And we're always changing that role at different points in our life. Sometimes we're in a place where we need to receive, but the people who are giving, that feels good. And so allowing people to give to us is an important piece as well in the whole scheme. And then we're also going to pull a card here from the Enchanted Map for the Earth physical environment. Let's see what other messages we have for the physicalness of our being. All right, what else would you like Virgo to know about their physical world in the month of May, please? What else would you like Virgo to know in the month of May, please? Okay, that's that one there. We got the Talisman, which is a magical guide along the path there. So a talisman is like just a magical kind of possession of some kind that is just this guiding force. A lot like, you hold a talisman and over something like a map, and it goes, oh, you're going to go here, or yes or no. It's really kind of a higher guide to where you're going in your life. Let me read from the book here too. So I love how they state that in here. So Talisman says, a lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned your right to success. So these are the lessons that you have learned and the wisdom that you've gleaned from it. I also want to read, I'm guided to read the reversed, if this was in the reversed kind of protective position. It just says to be aware of repetitive patterns in your life. Sometimes the things that feel most familiar carry with them reminders of what you don't want to experience again. Yet here you are, faced with an important choice. You can move forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. Consider this: if you've fallen down a hole a few times, why wouldn't you walk around it this time? If you know where the hole lies, treasure that wisdom. Although the universe is unlimited, every individual path has some limitations. Accepting that not all avenues are available to you at this time is a powerful realization. That said, you don't have to retrace your footsteps either. No matter what, you're on this path to gain greater wisdom, regardless of the choice you make. This is the time to ask others who have been here before for advice and assistance. Their wisdom will awaken your own. I love that. So allowing yourself to receive the wisdom of others too. You don't have to go at it alone and recreate a whole new path. If someone's been around, been falling in the hole as well, the same hole that you have, and they learned how you can go around it, then you can glean that information and you don't have to go through all that agony of learning yourself. You can learn through other people's pain and suffering as well. All right, I'm just going to take a quick sip of tea here. Thank you. So, next, we're moving on to air, which is normally swords, which is the mind. So this is about our mind, our thoughts, our mental state in the month of May. So for Virgos, Creator, what would you like Virgos to know about their mental state, their mentality, their thoughts in the month of May? Okay. Yep, got the Two of Air. So a choice between two thoughts and being aware that there are two ways of thinking that you can choose from. I love that because I don't know if you can see it on there, but you can see little crowns on each of those little birds, and each of those little birds represent thoughts. So it's about understanding that. And I love that in every moment there are two beliefs. There's beliefs of spirit, which are of unconditional love, and there's beliefs of our fear-based character that we're living here, of conditional love and fearing losing conditional love. So when those two thoughts make themselves known, you can choose the higher thought, the higher vibration thought, or the lower vibration thought. And neither is a wrong choice, because like it mentioned in here, there's no wrong choice. You're going to make decisions, and it's just awareness of it. So during the month of May, you're really becoming aware of, rather than after you make the decisions, you're going, oh, there was two to make. You're becoming more aware of, while you're in the decision-making fork in the road, that you're aware of what you want to do. Do I want to raise my vibration of love, or do I want to lower my vibration of love, or am I going to maintain my current vibration of love? And so it's going to allow you to make those choices, like educated choice in that. All right. And then also for the mind, we're going to look at a numerology, because numbers all about the mind and logic, right? So we're going to pull another card from here just to see what may unfold from this. All right, what does the mental journey look like for the month of May for Virgo, please? What does the mental journey for the month of May look like? Virgo, yep, here it is. I got effort, 13. So I love that. Life, of course, is not always effortless. And when it comes to our mental world, I think that is the one that is, along with emotions is what we'll look at next, of course. The mind and the emotions is the roller coaster and rides that we have in life. So it does take effort to change a habit of thinking. When we've been taught and we've always responded or reacted to a certain situation the same over and over again, it does take effort, because this is, created a groove into the wood that's like, okay, this is the choice I've always made. And so that gets deeper and deeper, where the choice just naturally goes in that crevice. So when we go to make a new habit, it does take effort, and it's going to go rip here time to time. And the biggest thing is not to judge ourselves when it goes the regular route. It's okay. We're learning and we're growing and we're creating a new habit, and it takes time. So cut yourself some slack. Let's see what the book says here about number 13. It indicates a time when extra effort is required to overcome your current obstacles and challenges, as you are now being tested and your attitude is the key. Rather than surrender to self-pity, laziness, negativity, or frustration, you must utilize your inner power, for you are stronger than you think. When the going gets tough, the tough must get going. So pull yourself together and have faith in your success. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to call upon your inner and outer resources to achieve the outcome you desire. Rather than succumb to quick fix solutions, shortcuts, or manipulation, you must plan, focus, and act with tenacity and drive. With effort and determination, you will break through all restrictions that are presently holding you back. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that require you to put extra effort into overcoming your challenges. Never, ever give up, and your success is guaranteed. And the affirmation is, with optimism, faith, and effort, I overcome my challenges. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and then we're going to move on to the last of the 4 parts here, which is water, which is cups normally in the regular tarot. And this is the emotion. Now, spirit is who we are. We're a spirit being made of unconditional love. So emotions also is like your soul. The soul is like the connector between the spirit world and the lower world, the physical world. And it's like the little place where spirit can come in and witness emotion, witness life as we're going. So as we're looking at this is like your soul journey, your emotional journey. Like what is that going to look like for the month of May? So Virgo, what would you like Virgo to know about their emotional and soul journey for the month of May, please? What would you like Virgo to know about their emotional? Okay. Well, so you got 2 of both here. So you got 2 of emotion and 2 of thoughts. So I love how that's just so synchronistic, because it's like not only do you have the awareness of that you have a choice between 2 thoughts, you also have the choice between those 2 emotions. So it's basically the same message. When the thought comes in, we have thoughts of unconditional love or thoughts of losing conditional love, and the emotions that are triggered from those thoughts. And so, when the thought comes in, the emotions follow. So, whatever we choose for the mental thought and belief, it's going to naturally have emotions that flow from it. But we can also choose between that emotion. So as that emotion rises, we can try to grab onto it and hold onto it, or we can just let it flow right through us, in and out. There was this wonderful video that I watched about 90 seconds. It takes 90 seconds for the brain to go through the process of analyzing the thought and the emotion flooding. And, if we can hold out for 90 seconds, sit in that awareness, like the soul, just watching that there's an emotion happening, that it will normally finish its process in 90 seconds. Now, it might pop up again, and you might have to wait another 90 seconds, but it's about letting and watching and knowing that we have the ability just to sit back and allow the emotion to feel. And once that emotion finishes its little spike, we can take time to look at, why is that emotion sparking within me? What thought and belief do I have that's sparking all that? All right. Now what I'm going to do, the final card we'll pull is from the Journey of Love. So that'll be our final message here for the whole reading, but also the last one for your emotional and soul journey. All right, what lastly would you like Virgo to know about their emotional journey for me? Okay. Becoming. I love that. That's number 34, if that means anything for you. Before I read from the book, and I know the book might have a different meaning that I'm intuitively feeling here, but the becoming is a message of that I'm not perfect now, that I need to become someone else, and so for some of you, again, this is a general reading, and you'll probably get another message when I read from the book about this one. It's realizing that we're always perfect in this moment, from the Creator's eyes, who has unconditional love for us. We're these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love. We are perfect, powerful, huge, but we come here to experience, this life as this little itty-bitty piece of us that's veiled from the knowledge of how powerful we are, so that we can experience what it might feel like to be small, to be powerless, to be a victim, to be at the whims of everyone else, and trying to become lovable, trying to become worthy, rather than knowing that we are priceless and worthy. So that's the journey of the little itty bitty piece of us here. So just know that we are more, when we connect to our higher self and that spirit, then we understand, and that veil becomes very thin and dematerializes over time as we come into that fullness and knowledge of who we really are. We're these, two beings. We're the being of the higher, eternal, never-ending, and a little itty-bitty being that's temporary, that's only here for a certain amount of time to experience, and so we can experience that contrast between who we really are and what we're not, just to understand ourselves more. So let me read from the little book here too. So it says, yes, you are manifesting your divine purpose. Yet what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares who has a finished vision even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. I love that. It's like, it's not a paint by numbers where you've seen the cover of the box and this is what it's going to look like. This is a blank canvas that you're just allowing your creativity to create your life and the strokes, and you're gonna even know what the painting is going to look like until we're done. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you're creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art, this life of yours. not to be planned, but to be experienced. Stroke after stroke, step after step, you shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here, too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be. Even without a clear direction or plan, sometimes, even because of that, there's an inner plan that can come to fruition. And I love that. I know, Virgo, plan. But this one is like, you know what? You can have an inner plan, but give it breathing room. Let it grow. Don't try to control it so much. You know, you've got this wonderful, spiritually full May coming up, where just so much is going to be unfolding for you. And, you know, definitely there's this awareness that there's two of you that live inside your body. One is going to try to plan, you know, that's our, you know, the Virgo Sun is the character piece, or Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, whatever Virgo's in your chart. You know, that piece is defining the character that you're playing, but there's a higher being that just allow that breathing room, that breath of fresh air blowing into your life, into your projects, into your plans, to allow you just to allow it to breathe, allow it to take on a life of its own, and follow it. You know it's going to turn into a beautiful piece of art, you know, so just trust that. Wow, I love this for you. You know, just know as you go into this May coming up that every second of every day of the month of May, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Till next time, you take care.